good people at the new Westminster Animal Shelter always welcome the public. Come and visit and adopt a dog, a cat, or even a bunny. They are located at 231 Ewan Avenue on Queensborough Island. Call them at 604-519-2008 to arrange a visit.
Hi, I'm Margie. I'm here at the new Westminster Animal Shelter, and I am going to show you some of our adoptable pets. First up is our only bunny right now up for adoption. His name is Bunning Tatem. He's named after handsome Channing Tatum because of his ridiculous good looks. Bunning has not had any interest in him so far, unfortunately, so we're really hoping that somebody will fall in love with him and come adopt him. He's a young bunny. He's a lop-eared bunny, which means his ears go long, they don't go up. And he's really handsome. He's shedding quite a bit right now, so he needs a nice good brush out, but other than that, he's in good shape. But he came to us in not so good shape. He came to us pretty neglected, actually. His nails on his paws were extremely overgrown and sharp, and he had an upper respiratory infection, a cold basically, that we have treated with antibiotics. So other than a nice brushing and maybe losing a few pounds, he's in good shape. He's ready to be adopted. He's pretty relaxed in his kennel. He got a little bit grumpy when we had to give him medication twice a day, but you probably would too, so we won't hold it against him. So if you are interested in adding a bunny to your family, do your research because they are a commitment. They live anywhere from, well, they can live up to 10 years, even a little bit longer. So it certainly is something not to take lightly. But do your research, call us. Well, we're happy to answer any questions you have. And consider adopting, because a lot of bunnies end up in shelters and not a lot of bunnies get adopted from shelters. So poor Bunning would really like to have his very own home. If you're interested in him and you'd like to learn a little bit more about him, give us a call at 604-519-2008. Alright, so next up here is this handsome tuxedo kitty named Clarke. Clarke came to us, and I think I may have even shown him, but he's been recovering from a surgery, so he hasn't been adopted. I'm going to try and get him to show his face to you because I want to show you his eyes. If you see his right eye, it's actually quite, hopefully, you can see that it's quite open and nice and healthy looking. But his right eye used to look like his left eye, which is squinty and has some a little bit of discharge here. And that's because poor Clarke has what's called entropion eyelids, which means his lower eyelids fold inwards and his eyelashes irritate his eyeballs. So when he came to us, he wasn't being treated for it, and he had really bad eye infections in both eyes, and which was too bad because I can only imagine how uncomfortable that must have been for him. So we treated his eye infections. They cleared up. We have had surgery performed on the right eyelid, so that's why it's healed and it's nice and open now. And Clarke will be getting actually his surgery on his left eyelid. Probably by the time this is aired, it would have been done. So once he's healed from that and received all his eye drops and everything, he will be 100% ready to go to his new home. And personality-wise, Clarke is probably about one of the nicest cats you could ever meet. He's super friendly with everybody, little kids, adults. He loves attention, sometimes a little much. So if you adopt him, you got to be ready for lots of lap cuddles. If you're going to be on the computer, he's going to be right on top of your arms on the lap, on the keyboard. He's about 2 years old. And of course he's been neutered, vaccinated, and microchipped. So once his eyes are all done up, he will be ready to go, and really he'll make a great addition to nearly any home. So if you'd like to meet Clarke, you can come on by to the animal shelter anytime between 10:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. Thank you. Okay, so next up is Ivory. This beautiful girl here is not a girl. She's a woman. She's a sophisticated lady. Her age, believe it or not, is about 16 or 17 years old. Ivory came to us when her previous owner could no longer properly care for her. So we took her in, and she's been up to the vet. She's a very vocal cat, this Ivory. I know, honey. We've taken her up to the vet. She's had an exam and blood work done and everything, as we always do with senior pets that we get. And she's in relatively good care, good health actually. She will be getting a dental cleaning and probably will need a tooth or two pulled. But other than that, she's in pretty good shape. So 16 or 17 is older for a cat. We're not going to gloss over that fact. But some indoor cats can live into their 20s, early 20s. So by no means is she you know, ready to say goodbye. Well, maybe from the table she's ready. But so we would love to find a home for Ivory that will accept the fact that they may only have a few years with her, but that will just spoil her rotten and make sure she's a center of attention. Ivory's the kind of girl, when you walk into the cat room, she cries out to say hello, and she just wants lots of love and attention. She probably would be happiest as the only cat, but she actually has also lived with a dog in the past without any issue. So if you'd like to give Ivory a retirement home, come see her or give us a call, and we're happy to chat with you about her. This is Ivory. Okay, so the last pet to show you is Lovey. And Lovey is another elderly kitty. She's a beautiful calico markings here. She's about 13 years old, so not quite as elderly as Ivory is, but still a senior. Lovey's story is a bit sad. She was brought to one of the vets that we work with by her owner to be euthanized. There was nothing medically wrong with Lovey that was be any reason for euthanasia. She was not hitting her litter box 100% of the time, and the owner was not wanting to deal with it. So fortunately, the vet recognized that there was no reason that Lovey should end her, or lose her life rather. So he convinced the owner to surrender Lovey to them, and then they contacted us in hopes that we can find her a home. So Lovey's been seen by the vet. She's in good health. She does have a condition called hyperthyroidism, which means her thyroid gland is overactive. A lot of senior cats do end up with this syndrome, I guess, or disease, but it's so easily managed. It's a couple of small little tablets twice a day in her food. She doesn't even realize it. It's not expensive, the medication, and it really will prolong her life really nicely as long as she just goes to the vet once or twice a year for a checkup, which really every senior pet should be going to the vet at least once a year. So if you'd like to give a retirement home to Lovey and you think you could just spoil her rotten like she deserves, then please give us a call, and we'll be happy to tell you a bit more about her, or you can come on down and meet her anytime. We're open 7 days a week.